Welcome to Rewatch and Rank. On this channel, we rewatch older TV shows, provide a summary and opinion on the episode before ranking each episode against each other. Today's episode is Charmed Season 3, Episode 9, Coyote Piper. The episode in a nutshell is just a brief reminder of exactly what happens within this episode. So we start the episode with Piper freaking out over her high school reunion, 10-year reunion, while Prue and Leo try to be supportive, and we learn that Phoebe has kind of been avoiding the family since Cole died a week ago. But neither of the sisters are overly worried about this, as they feel like finding out your boyfriend is a demon and then having to vanquish him is grounds to want to be alone. We then kind of cut to a scene with the alchemist Kirkin and Tara, where they're having an argument because she feels like she is being smothered and suppressed by him, and he's like, I literally made you in a bottle. You're obviously a possession. And she, not liking this, stabs herself and goes up to the street to possess a businessman, who she then has help her find the charmed ones. Meanwhile, Piper is heading to her reunion where she feels out of place. She apparently was a very awkward teenager, kind of in the acne, braces, glasses, sitting in the back of the class, drawing pictures on her jeans category of student. And when she gets there, the reunion's being held at the club that she owns. She's brought all of the hors d'oeuvres, and then the former popular girl who is organizing everything treats her like a servant, has her take out the trash, is a bit rude, to be honest, especially given that she's literally hosting this event in a club owned by the person she is disrespecting, but that's beside the point. We then have the businessman arriving, killing himself and possessing Piper when she takes out the trash. And basically, Piper is kind of forced into helping Tara to defeat Kirkin. Piper, of course, is reluctant to help her because she wants her body back, but the only way that Tara knows how to get out of a body is by stabbing it in the heart and therefore killing the body. And this leads to Tara managing to figure out on her own, from what Piper says, that if she claims there's a demon attack, the sisters will arrive. She goes up to the book, gets the spell to vanquish Kirkin. Prue and Phoebe arrive home, and they say the spell. Kirkin is destroyed, but before he's destroyed or vanquished, he warns them that she'll destroy them while looking at Piper. Prue and Phoebe, once Piper leaves the house, realize that he was looking at Piper and that Piper's behavior has been odd, especially since she left without Leo and didn't say goodbye to them. This then leads them to going to the club where Piper is bar dancing, or rather Tara in Piper's body is bar dancing and dancing with married men, and basically refuses to leave with them and says that if they want their sister's body back, she'd be happy to give it back, but the only way she knows is stabbing herself. This then leads to Prue basically going in and knocking Piper out, which all of the crowd enjoys because it's a cat fight. And then they take Piper home. Phoebe goes to wake up Leo while Piper essentially stabs Piper to death. And Leo comes in, he can't heal the dead, he's devastated. Tara then possesses Leo. The sisters then say she can keep Leo's body if she resurrects Piper, so she offers to do so as long as they give her the bottle. She resurrects Piper. They give her the bottle. The sisters do the vanquishing spell after she's destroyed the bottle, and she can't survive outside of the bottle or her body. Therefore, when they do the dispossessing spell, she essentially, her soul dies, and then Leo is able to heal the resurrected Piper before she dies again, leading to a happy ending. And kind of in between all of this, there is a schoolmate of Piper's named Justin who had a crush on Prue and who she flirts with throughout the episode. So now that we have been reminded about the episode, it's time to rank the episode. And we rank on two lists, our mostly objective ranking list and then our personal ranking list. All right, so we'll start with our mostly objective rank values, and I've highlighted those I felt applied within the episode. So we first start with our single episode supporting character introductions, which are Kirken and Tara, who are worth 1 point each, so a total of 2. We then have our multi-episode supporting character introduction, which is Justin Harper, who is Piper's former friend, who in high school had a crush on Prue, who wouldn't give him the time of day. But as mentioned, they kind of flirt around this episode, and at the end of the episode, she tells him to call her, starting a relationship, which brings us to the supporting relationship development, which is that Prue and Justin flirt. And at the end, they bond over how they both have lists for their partners and what they're looking for in a partner. And then she tells him to call her, and that is another 2 points. We then have our multi-season main character development, which is, of course, the knowledge that Piper has been out of high school for 10 years and is going to her high school reunion. We then also get Phoebe having a premonition of Cole being taken from his father by his demon mother. We also see her go to like the county records department to look up the old records, and we find out that Cole was born in 1885, and so it's like 115 years old at the time of the episode, which is a pretty significant age gap, even more than Leo and Piper. But we basically get to learn a little bit more about Cole's human side and human family, which is nice, and that is worth 4 points. We then get the main relationship development, which is the fact that Leo is able to tell the difference between Tara's kisses and Piper's kisses at the time, which leads to him getting knocked out by Tara. And then at the end of the episode, obviously, is a cute little bonding moment between him and Piper because Piper was still there inside her body and so knows that he was able to tell that difference, which is very cute. And that, of course, is worth 4 points. Which brings us to 14 points overall. However, we do have some negatives for this episode as well. So the first negative is character regression in the case of Phoebe. And this is the fact that the progress and regression kind of happen all at once. So Phoebe, of course, has been wrestling with the fact that she didn't vanquish Cole because, well, she loves him, and he wasn't entirely evil as he was half human, and she did believe that, but now that they've been separated for about a week, she's now gaslit herself into, well, not even gaslit. He does try to be good, but he is half demon, so there's always a part of him that's prominently going to be evil. And as a result of that, she's regretting letting him live and wants to come clean to Leo, but she chickens out. She basically tells Leo that Cole is alive, which is the good thing to do, so that everybody's aware that he is still out there. But then, when she sees that Leo kind of looks at her oddly, because he would disapprove of that, she then adds on to me. He is alive to me, essentially lying and kind of backtracking on her progress with regards to coming to terms with letting Cole live. Anyways, I felt like it was a big backstep for the character, so that is why I decided on character regression, which was -1 point. And then we have -4 points for a continuity error, and this has to do with Prue. In Be Careful What You Wish For, which was the season finale of season 2, which was only, because this is the ninth episode of season 3, 9 episodes ago, Prue was turned back into a high school aged teenager, 17, and we were told that she was terrible at that age, that she almost died at that age because she was so reckless and she ended up being attacked by somebody that she had let in and blah, blah, blah. And we saw that she was, sneaking out, doing all these kind of rebellious, bad things. And now, suddenly on this episode, she can't relate to Piper's, nerdy teenage years because, she was the class president and a cheerleader and never did anything wrong because she was so perfect and popular. Basically, the exact opposite of what we had established in Be Careful What You Wish For, her teenage self was. So, big difference. Two different people. Who are they? We don't know. Either way, that's worth -4 points, and that brings this episode to a 9 out of 10 on our mostly objective ranking. And that brings our season 3 rankings. Sorry, my voice cracked there. And that brings us to our season 3 ranking so far. On our mostly objective ranking, and in first place we have The Honeymoon's Over, Magic Hour, Sleuthing with the Enemy, All Halliwell's Eve. In fifth place we have Coyote Piper, so this episode. Then in sixth, Once Upon a Time, Power Outage, Sight Unseen, and then in ninth, Primrose Empath. Now, my personal ranking isn't nearly as generous, and this episode is once again another example of why we have two lists. So, what did I like about the episode? I liked the cute moment of Leo being able to tell the difference between Tara and Piper's kisses. I thought that was super cute. I also like that we get a little more information about Cole's human side. We see the name of his father on the tombstone. That is what gives Phoebe her premonition of his mother stealing him from his father and killing his father. We learn that he was born in 1885, is 115 years old. I like getting information like this. So that was the good part of the episode. Didn't really like the rest. Like I said, there was a continuity error with regards to Prue. I mean, she's flirting with Justin, who, again, he doesn't go very far, so it's kind of like wasted emotional effort to invest in that relationship, to be honest. I didn't really like, like Tara, because Kirkin made an offhand comment about Balthazar being vanquished by the Charmed Ones, and Balthazar being stronger than him, she decides to basically stab the body he made for her, cause a bunch of trouble, possess Piper to destroy Kirkin, and then, I did guess kind of like how they ended up resolving it with the, you know, kill Piper to force Tara to go into Leo, offer Leo up as sacrifice while they do the vanquish, and then let Leo save Piper, who has been resurrected. That seems fair to me. But just overall, like, this episode didn't speak to me. I didn't really like the bar dancing or the dancing with somebody's husband. I didn't like the cat fight idea. There was a bunch of people. Nothing about it spoke to me, honestly. I'd say it is probably my least favorite of the season. And honestly, it's compared to some of the episodes from other seasons, it's not the worst one. And I do think there was definitely probably people out there who really liked the episode because it did have like interesting concepts, like, her doing the reason it's Coyote Piper obviously is because of the bar dancing and whatnot. But again, it just didn't speak to me personally for those aspects. The only aspects that stood out or that I liked were the Leo being able to tell the difference of the kisses and the information about Cole. Because of that, I can't mark it on a personal ranking high at all. And that is why I decided to give it a 2 out of 10 because there were two things about it that I liked. And so that brings our season 3 ranking so far on the personal ranking to, in first place, Once Upon a Time, All Halliwell's Eve, Magic Hour, The Honeymoon's Over, Sleuthing with the Enemy, Primrose Empath, Sight Unseen, Power Outage, and then in 9th place, currently last place, and spoiler, probably going to stay there unless I'm forgetting an episode, Coyote Piper. And so that brings us now to our series rankings so far. And on our mostly objective rankings, we have Season 2 in first place with 75%, Season 1 in second place with 73.18%. Season 3 obviously has not been scored yet, or it doesn't have a final score yet, but so far has gotten 71 points out of 220. And then on the personal side, we had Season 1 in first place with 71.50%. Season 2 did not do overly well. It came in at 56.82%. And then Season 3 so far has earned 67 out of 220 points. And with that, we have now rewatched and ranked Charmed Season 3, Episode 9, Coyote Piper. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you in the next episode.